In this video, I'm going to share 7 ways to get a narcissist to show you respect. But before I do, there is one important thing you need to know about narcissists, and that's that they don't actually respect anyone. What they respect are things. Narcissists respect things like power, money, maybe looks, intelligence, status. These are all things that a narcissist might respect. So it probably seems like they respect some people, but if you dig a little bit deeper into that, they respect the people who they think have the things that they want. And really, digging deeper into that, you can see that they don't actually respect the people by the way that they talk about them when they're not around. The narcissist is deeply jealous of the person because they think that the person doesn't deserve the thing that the narcissist respects. Only the narcissist deserves the thing. And so they may want to align themselves with the person who has the things that they respect and want. And that can look like respect. And so in this video, we're going to talk about how to get the narcissist to act like they respect you. And you guessed it, it is by acting like you have the things that the narcissist wants. And I want to make it clear that in this video, I'm not talking about going out and renting a Lamborghini or getting plastic surgery or anything that takes you away from your true authenticity. But what we're talking about here is becoming, or at least presenting, an image of a person that a narcissist would show respect to. So the first and probably the most important thing to do is to exude confidence, even if you're not feeling confident. And if you need to, go ahead and look up some tips for showing confidence or being confident, because this one is really important. Narcissists target people who don't have confidence because their abuse works by cutting down your sense of self-worth and self-esteem. And if they feel like you're already partly there, then it's an easier job for them. So they're going to target the people who might not have the confidence to stop the narcissist in their tracks, to stop their nonsense. And this one can be a little bit tricky, especially if you have let the narcissist get away with their nonsense before. But in order to get a narcissist to respect you, no matter what you do, you have to be confident. You have to at least project that confidence. And this works really, really well with a narcissistic boss or a coworker. It's a little bit more tricky when the narcissist is a parent that you see every day, or if it's a spouse, but it's still possible. In those cases, I would just say, just work on that confidence a little bit more gradually. So make subtle changes over time. So the second tip I have for you today is to become mysterious. And this tip is about taking emotion out of things. So not sharing your emotions with the narcissist. And we talk about this all the time because emotions are really what the narcissist uses to trigger you and to abuse you, essentially. So the more you can take your emotions and your ego out of things, the better off you'll be. Now, this might sound like gray rock, but it is actually a little bit different. Gray rock is about becoming super boring to a narcissist, becoming as boring as a gray rock. Like, who cares about a gray rock, right? But in order to be successful with gray rock, you have to drastically change your approach with the narcissist. And that can trigger the narcissist, and that can make them think that they're losing control over you, and then they're going to go into reactive mode. And if you're looking to get the narcissist to respect you, that's not where we want to be right now. So instead of completely changing your tone with the narcissist and your demeanor, be sure to stay yourself and just keep the emotions out of it. So let's say you would normally share that you had a bad day with the narcissist, something happened that upset you, and you might talk all about it with them. When you want to become more mysterious, you're not going to do that. You're just going to act like you just aren't having any more bad days. Everything is just going your way. Everything's rosy. There's nothing to talk about, really. And the third tip I have for you to get a narcissist to show you respect, it might be a little bit difficult depending on who you're dealing with, but it is to show them respect. Because no matter who you're dealing with, it's going to be really difficult, maybe impossible, to get their respect or to get them to show you respect if you're being disrespectful to them. So even though you may want to give them a piece of your mind, even though they may full well deserve it, if you want the narcissist to show you respect, this is a time when you are going to hold back on that. And the fourth sign is to hold your boundaries even when it seems that the narcissist is throwing a fit about it. And this one does not work instantly, but it does work if you're consistent over time. So essentially, you're training the narcissist to respect you. Now remember, we were going to be a little bit more mysterious and not share our feelings with the narcissist. And that is going to include your feelings about their behavior. And this one can be a little bit tricky because that sounds like you're just becoming a doormat to the narcissist, right? And I would absolutely not suggest that. You don't need to bow down to the narcissist, but instead of having the conversation about how their words or actions are hurting you, making you feel, you can use boundaries to communicate that you're just not going to put up with it. There's no need for a conversation. You treat me this way, and I walk away. That's it. So the fifth way to get a narcissist to show you respect is to starve them of empathy. Now, if you may have given them the opportunity to share with you, maybe even overshare, to emotionally dump on you, this is the time to stop doing that. So again, this is a little bit of a tightrope because you're going to show the narcissist respect in the same way that you would want them to show you respect. So you're not going to be rude about shutting them down, but you're just not going to be the audience for whatever emotional show they have going on. So here I would recommend politely excusing yourself. This is where time limits work really well. So you may allow them to tell you what's going on with them and just give it a 5-minute time limit. So you're not getting wrapped up in, you're not getting drawn into whatever mess they have going on. The next tip I have for you is to stop people pleasing if you are doing so at all. Do not ask how you can make the narcissist's life easier. Don't ask what you could do for them. And if they ask you a favor, seriously consider whether it's in your best interest to do it. You can still help the narcissist if you feel that it is in your best interest to do so, but just make sure that's not the default and make sure that you're not putting yourself out to make them happy. And this also includes listening to them emotionally dump on you. So if they've had a bad day, we all know what it's like when you're just fine and someone comes in with a dark cloud over their head and they're just dumping all of their negativity and maybe anger or sadness, and it's kind of just like they've got a bucket and they're like, here, you take it. Especially if you're a people pleaser and a highly empathetic person. You may be in the habit of taking that bucket, but when it's all said and done, you know you walk away feeling much worse. Just feel this heavy energy over you, and that's not fair to you. So this is another way that we end up people pleasing, and it's something that has to stop if you want the narcissist to respect you. So this next one may be difficult for some of you, maybe all of you, but if you want a narcissist to show you respect, you have to let them win sometimes, or at least let them think they're winning. So when you enforce boundaries with a narcissist and you start cutting them off from supply, you end up walking a little bit of a tightrope, and you may end up triggering the narcissist a little bit. And if you want the narcissist to respect you, it's probably because you still have to deal with this person to some capacity. So we really don't want to send the narcissist over the edge. We don't want them seeking revenge or going on a smear campaign. That's not respect. So if you're starting to see any of the signs that I talk about in this video right here, it is probably time to let the narcissist have a little win. So don't miss that video, and I will see you next time.